Hi guys, welcome back to Honest Straightforward Reviews. Today I am bringing to you a comparison between the RTX 3080 Ti from Alienware, the OEM version, and I'm putting that against what in my opinion is one of the best value for money RX 6900 XT cards that you can get, which is the SFX Speedster Merc 319 Black Edition. This is not the limited Black Edition, which is a XT-XH chip, but it costs a lot more than this chip. So I think it's that is the reason making it really good for this comparison. So I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently to what I normally do. Normally I'll comment through the graphs, and I've been looking through my video analysis from YouTube, and I've been looking that you guys kind of drop out after I talk about it, and when I get into the graphs you guys don't really look at the graphs, you just go jump. Most people go jump right ahead to the end, the results. So what I'm going to do is just let the graphs play without any commentary, and I'll talk in the end about the results and the value for money. So if you guys are new to the channel, so how I will be doing it is, first of all, I'll be talking about the clock speeds, the fan cooler comparison as well, and then I'll get into a 4K and a 2K gaming comparison, and towards the end of it I'll give you an average. Then I'll compare it to best value for money for 2K, best value for money for 4K, and also give you guys my opinion as well. All right, without further ado, let's get this started. All right, the first slide that I have for you guys is basically the clock speed. So if you look at the 3080 Ti, it's nearly clocked as much as the 3090. So what I've done is, yes, it's called a 3080 Ti, and most people will be comparing the 3080 Ti against the 3080, which I don't think it's quite right. I think Nvidia has made a mistake with the naming and the marketing. I think this card should have been called the RTX 3090 Mini or something like that, because realistically it's punching next to the 3090, okay, as you can see with the clock speed. Also, if you look at the 6900 XT, and if you guys are new to the GPU landscape, you might be thinking, hey look, the clock speeds and the gaming speeds and the boost speeds are what to go by, and that means the AMD cards are better. Not the case, because the AMD cards have a slower memory chip, so their speed is GDDR6, whereas the Nvidia ones have a superior chip which is faster, GDDR6X. All right, the next slide I have for you guys is exactly the same one, but in a bit of a better presentation. I feel like this is better. Let me know in the comments which slide do you guys like for the clock speeds, the first one or the second one. The third slides I've got is the cooler comparison when the fan noise is normalized at 40 decibels. Okay, so what I've done is normalize the fans at 40 decibels, and then done a few tests. For example, idle. Okay, and what we're looking and testing for is the wattage, how much watts it's using. So for example, if we look at the Alienware 3080 Ti, which consumes the least when it's idling, okay, however when it's under load, let's say playing 4K video, it's still the best out of them. When you look at it from a gaming point of view, it consumes the most. It consumed even more than a reference 3090, okay, at 358 watts. The AMD cards are a lot better, not realistically not a lot better, but a lot better when compared to the Nvidia cards in regards to the wattage, and 302 for the SFX card. Now another thing I would like you guys to look at is the max allowed. The max allowed on the 3090 is a bit more juice, it gives it a bit more oomph. Okay, let's get into the gaming results. Now if you guys want more comparison of the fans, what I found about fans, as in like what fan speed and how much noise, how much cooling it gave me, like 50, 60%, 80% full blast and all that, please do check out a proper review of the 3080 Ti that I've done, and the Alienware one. I'll have it on the right hand side now coming up, so please have a look at that. That gives you a thorough look at just the 3080 Ti, and I've put it up against a few other cards, but this is just a comparison between the black card and the Alienware card. So we're going to do it differently this time, so I'm going to let you guys run through the graphs yourself, and I'll meet you guys at the end. Okay, that's basically it, guys. Let's look at the results. Okay, let's look at the Alienware. When we're looking at 4K gaming, the Alienware 3080 Ti did a nice 107.87 average, which is just under 3 frames difference from the 3090, which is what I am talking about. This card very much pitted against the 3090. It should have been called a 3090 Mini instead of 3080 Ti, confused everyone, because I remember it got really bad press from nearly everyone at the start. Now, let's look at the black card by SFX. That gives you a nice 105. Now, what I want you guys to do is I've done a bit of a poll on my channel, and I wanted to find out whether you guys wanted to have a ray tracing specific test done as well for these cards, and how you guys would like it. A lot of you were very interested in it, but you guys wanted it done in a different video. So I'll be following this video up with a different video, exactly same, these two cards being compared, just for their ray tracing capabilities and what I think if you are interested in ray tracing. So this is without ray tracing, you gotta remember. So the next graph we have is for the 2K results. Looking at the 2K results, again, the 3080 Ti is right there next to the 3090, which is beating the 3080 by about 4 frames. Surprisingly, when we go to the 2K result, we can see that the black card beats the 3080 Ti. So for 2K, the black card is marginally better, and for 4K, the 3080 Ti is marginally better. Let's go on to some of the price. Okay, guys, so let's look at pricing. So take this with a grain of salt. It was right at the time of me trying to find out the best prices for these cards. I do a really extensive job. I still might be wrong, so take it with a grain of salt. All right, let's look at the pricing. So first of all, the Alienware OEM, I'm going to go just by whatever card that I can get right now, and that is because the Alienware is a card that you can't buy. It comes in part of the system, and I would like to talk to you about that. So the pricing for that is about $1,800, and the lowest I've seen, the 3080 Ti, is for about $1,699. Now the 3090, I've seen it for the lowest $2,429, and this is where you guys have to really look at the pricing. The 6900 XT, so even though it's a reference one that I'm talking about, I saw an Asus one, because the reference one you can't get anymore. The Asus Tough one I saw for $1159, which is a darn good, and it's right now at about $1299, which is a really good card. It's not as good and clocked as high as the black card. It's clocked better than the reference card. So again, take it with a grain of salt, the next few price points and things like that. Looking at the black card, that's still unfortunately being priced at $2,200. The lowest I saw was $2,000. I don't know why it's not coming down. I would have liked it really come down. I think it's going to lose out because of that pricing issue. Okay, let's look at best value for money. Looking at best value for money, we've got the Alienware OEM for 2K. Right now, it costs around nearly $11, $10.07. Okay, whereas the 6900 XT, the tough one, costs $7.86. Okay, so that's quite low, guys. That's quite low of something that is about par with each other. Looking at the black, it's definitely not worth it. I tell you guys right now, especially if you take into consideration all the other gimmicks that Nvidia offer, like ray tracing and DLSS, all that. Yes, AMD does FSR, and FSR 2.0 is around the corner. However, that's another topic, talk about FSR, so that's for another video. However, I'm not a big fan of FSR. Great, you can have free performance and all that. Let's go on to the next slide. So looking at the next slide, we've got the Alienware again beating the black for dollar value because of the black's price being so high. But if you guys are considering AM cards, please do look around for a 6900 that is non-reference. Any card would do, and they're pretty good cards. So let's come to my conclusion. Because of the pricing, it's going to make a big difference. Yes, I would not recommend the black. However, if the black was costing per frame nearly as much as the Alienware OEM, okay, I would get it in a heartbeat. I think it's a really good card. It's really well built. All the cooling, everything is perfect. I've used one for about 1.5, nearly 2 years. Very happy with it. Very good card. On the other hand, the 3080 Ti as a card is a fantastic card. I love this card. For gaming, it's a real gamer's card. It should have been even called an RTX 3090 gaming. You know, just you don't need more than 12 gigs of VRAM for gaming. That is perfect. It's a sweet spot for gaming. 12 gig. I've always said on this channel, 12 gigs of VRAM is perfect game. 16 is just being wasted, and 10 was a little bit too less on the RTX 3080. But what Alienware and Dell has done with the 3080 Ti is absolutely poor. The 3080 3080 Ti that I had in my possession in the case that it came with was absolutely horrendous. When I pulled it out and put it in my case, it can only do a good job when I had the card at full blast with a undervolting. Okay, anything with no undervolting and the fan being normal, the card would constantly crash. And I would talk in best case scenario, it would last for about 40 minutes before it would crash. It would constantly crash. It's an absolute abysmal card. Stay away from the RTX 3080 OEM version. If you can get an RTX 3080 and can get it at a good price and you're happy to make that payment of price difference, I would get a 3080 Ti any day. I really like it. I like these cards, especially DLSS. I'm a big fan of DLSS and I love ray tracing in games well, and so for that reason I personally would go for an RTX 3080 Ti, not the Alienware one. I'd go for the black if the price down. So that's my review. I know I haven't left you with a concrete answer, however I hope that I have given you a bit of a picture on what to expect, what to shop for in this market. Personally, right now, if you can wait and you don't need a card for gaming, I would just wait. It's just game. I would wait till the 4000 series or 40 series by Nvidia gets announced and I would jump on those. Anyways guys, thank you for watching it to the end. Please do hang around, comment what you liked about this video, what you didn't like, how I can improve it, and also stick around and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out my ray tracing review of this card when it comes out. Thank you so much for watching it to the end. Take good care. Bye bye.